Hi YouTube, it's hinakiba777 here once again. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for my new vlog, though I don't understand why. I mean, come on people, I updated at the beginning of the week. Stop hassling me! Just kidding, I have like no subscribers. But those I do have, I really do appreciate. Anyways, I want to try something new, which is hinakiba777 reads you stories. Today's reading, our first selection, is going to be from the Brothers Grimm. The title of our story is The Wonderful Fiddler. Now I have to warn you, I have actually recorded this video a few times over and I keep screwing up. So this is probably going to be my last time around. So if I mess up, I apologize. I hope you enjoy the story anyways. Now let's get down to our story. I hope you enjoy The Wonderful Fiddler. A fiddler once set out on a journey, and on his way came to a forest, through which he must pass. "I am very lonely all by myself," he said. "If only I could but meet a companion besides my fiddle, I should be happier." Then he slipped his violin from his shoulder and commenced playing so merrily that it echoed throughout the woods. Before long, a wolf came out of the thicket and trotted towards him. "Ah! Here comes a wolf!" he exclaimed. "But I don't want him for a companion." But the wolf stepped near and said, "Dear fiddler, how beautifully you do play. I wish I could learn." "You could learn very quickly," replied the fiddler, "if you'll do what I tell you." "Oh, indeed, I will listen and obey you in everything, as if I were your scholar and you my master." "Come along then," said the fiddler, and they walked away together. They had not gone far when they came to a hollow oak tree, in which was a slit just wide enough to push a hand through. "See," cried the fiddler, "if you wish to learn to fiddle, just put your 2 forefeet in there," and he pointed to a rent in the tree. The wolf obeyed, and the fiddler, with a large stone, quickly wedged the feet of the wolf into the tree, so fast he could not move, and found himself prisoner. "Stay there till I get back," said the musician, and went on his way. After wandering on some distance, he again began to murmur to himself, "I am still all alone in the wood. Suppose I try for another partner." So he took down his violin and played with such spirit that the tones resounded on every side, and presently a fox made his appearance. "Ah, here comes a fox," said the fiddler, "but I have no wish for his society." "What beautiful music!" exclaimed the fox. "I should be able to play like you." "There's no difficulty in your learning to play as I do," answered the fiddler, "if you'll only do as I tell you to." "Indeed I will," he replied. "I will obey you as a scholar obeys his master." "Follow me then," said the fiddler. So they walked together till they came upon a pathway, on each side of which grew high shrubs. The fiddler stopped, bending down a branch on one of these shrubs to the ground. He placed his foot on it. Then he bent a branch on the other side of the path and stood on it also, and he said, "Come, little foxy, if you want to learn music, give me your left forefoot." The fox obeyed, and the fiddler tied the branch with his left hand. "Now give me the right foot also." The fox, remembering that he had promised to obey, did as he was told, and the fiddler tied this foot also to a branch on the right side. Then, after seeing that the knots were tight, the fiddler lifted his feet and set the branches free. Up they sprang, carrying the fox with them, suspended across the path, way above the brows, and kicking as he hung. After a while he began again to feel lonely. Taking down his violin, he began to play with as much energy as ever, yet muttering all the while, "Oh, I only wish for a companion." In a few minutes a hare appeared on the path. "Here comes a hare," cried the fiddler. "I don't want him as a companion." But the hare was so attracted by the music that she came to the fiddler and exclaimed, "Dear fiddler, how sweetly you play! I wish I could learn." There is nothing very difficult to learn," cried the musician. "If only you'll do what I tell you." "Oh, fiddler," answered the hare, "only teach me to play as well as you do, and I will obey you, as a scholar does his master." So they walked on together for some distance, till they came to a clear place in the wood, where an aspen tree grew. The fiddler then took a long string from his pocket, tying one end loosely around the hare's neck, and then fastening the other end to the tree. He said to the hare, "Brisk little hare now, do as I tell you, run 20 times round this tree." The hare obeyed, but by the time she had made it 20 times around the tree, the string was so firmly wrapped round the stem that she could not move without cutting her soft little neck with the string. And so the fiddler left his third prisoner, saying, "Stay there until I get back," and went on his way. In the meantime, the wolf had struggled hard to release his feet from the stone, and was hurting himself very much. He succeeded, at last, however, and then, full of anger and rage, hastened after the fiddler, determined to tear him to pieces. On his way he passed where the fox hung, suspended over the trees, in misery and pain. "Dear, clever brother fox," he cried, "do come to my help. The fiddler has betrayed me." At this appeal, the wolf stopped, drew the branches down, untied the string with his teeth, and set the fox free. Then they both started off together, determined on revenge. On their way they discovered the imprisoned hare, whom they quickly set free, and the three of them started together to find their enemy. But while all this was going on, the fiddler had attracted another by his music. The tones of the violin reached the ears of a poor woodcutter, who was obliged, against his will, to leave his work, and taking his axe under his arm, he went to meet the fiddler. "At last! Here comes the right companion for me," he cried. "It was men I wanted, not wild beasts." But while he played his sweetest notes to please the poor woodcutter, who listened as if bewitched to the sounds, up came the wolf, the fox, and the hare, with their wicked intentions visible in their eyes. At this, the new friend placed himself between the musician, and raising his glittering axe, exclaimed, "If you attempt to harm him, take care of yourself, that's all. You have me to deal with now." At this, the animals, in alarm, ran back into the woods. The woodman took the fiddler into his cottage, and remained his friend ever after. The end. Well, personally, I think that the fiddler's a bit of a jerk. He plays all that beautiful music so that he can find someone to hang out with, which is completely acceptable. But I don't understand why he has to be so mean to all those animals. Couldn't he have just said, "Go away"? He didn't have to trick them and hurt them. Well, tell me what you think. Did you enjoy the story? What do you think of the characters? And do you enjoy me telling stories? Should you have any suggestions for future stories I should read? Please tell me. Especially if it's Grimm Brothers, because I have the complete works and it's easier to find them. Also, I don't want to break any copyright laws. I hope you enjoyed the story. Night, YouTube.